Thank you so much, Congresswoman, for your fabulous remarks and also for being a leader on the Joint Economic Committee. At this time, we will have our next panel, Future Shock, and it is being moderated by co-anchor, and she needs no introduction, and managing editor of PBS NewsHour, Judy Woodruff. Judy and her partner, Al Hunt, are wonderful people, and so I thank you, Judy, for doing this, and here we go.
Thank you so much, Maya. It's a real treat for me to be here. There's a lot going on in the world, but as everybody in this room knows, there's nothing more important than the health and well-being of our most vulnerable. So I'm really honored to have been asked and really glad to be here. As has already been said this morning, the timing of this discussion couldn't be more appropriate. And so when we heard in the news yesterday, and I guess it was a headline in the Washington Post this morning, that the economy slowed in the first quarter to almost a dead stop, we know that for too many Americans, that's not news, that's been the case for some time. And that's what we're here to talk about. And we have a group of incredibly highly regarded economists joining us now to tackle these questions. Starting on my far right, Heather Boucher. She is the executive director and chief economist at the Washington Center for Equitable Growth. She's also a senior fellow at the Center for American Progress. Her research focuses on economic inequality and public policy, particularly employment, social policy, and family economic well-being. She served previously as a senior economist for Congress's Joint Economic Committee. Next to her is William Emmons. He's Senior Economic Advisor at the Center for Household Financial Stability. He is an Assistant Vice President and Economist at the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, where his areas of focus include household balance sheets and their relationship to the broader economy. He writes frequently on banking, financial markets, regulation, housing, and of course, the economy. Next to Mr. Emmons is William Spriggs. He is the chief economist for the AFL-CIO. He's also a professor and former chair of the Department of Economics at Howard University. Previously, he was assistant secretary for the U.S. Department of Labor's Office of Policy. He also chaired the Health Care Trust for UAW retirees of the Ford Motor Company. And finally, to my immediate right, Dean Baker. He is the co-director of the Center for Economic and Policy Research, a macroeconomist. As the other guests this morning, he's consulted for the World Bank and for Congress's Joint Economic Committee. He's the author of a number of books. His most recent book is Getting Back to Full Employment, A Better Bargain for Working People. So they're all Ph.D.s, so don't mess with this group.